What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to today's video. Today I am underneath a bridge in southern Florida, and it's super exciting because we're going to be doing some bass fishing, some peacock bass in general if we can get them to bite. If not, we'll be doing some largemouth fishing, but a lot of species in here, anything would be pretty cool. But throwing around some live shiners today. Hopefully we catch some fish. Stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so we've made it to spot number 2. Spot 1 was a quick fail. Really windy in there and not a lot of action. I had one good bite, probably a peacock, but I think I got too excited and pulled the hook straight out of his mouth, so no good there. But we're going to start on this bridge here, spot number 2. Let's go. There we go. We're hooked up to something. Nice, largie. Wow, that's an awesome fish. Wow. That's an awesome bass right there. Spot number 1 was no good, but spot number 2 is awesome. And this fish is warm. Just kind of weird because it's pretty cold outside, but the water must be 80 degrees. Nice first fish. There we go. One down. One down, about 1,000 to go. This guy right here, he wants me to give him some of my bait. I already lost half my bait at the first spot due to you guys. Go away. You have to be careful here if you don't close the lid to this. There's birds that have like ridiculously long beaks here in Florida, and they'll just reach all the way down in there and take every piece of bait out while you're not looking. Kind of sad. And yes, I learned from experience. I also think part of the reason that it's been a little bit tougher today and it's been a slower day, because usually I can pick off at least 1 or 2 fish per spot, is the past week they got quite a bit of rain. The water doesn't look super dirty, so it's kind of a surprise, but I think the temperatures are just kind of jacked up right now. That last fish was insanely hot, which didn't make any sense either. Just trying to piece it all together right now, but we'll get it eventually, and we'll start tearing them up. Might not be today or today's video, but it'll happen. The bait stealer is back. Hey, go away. Go away. And for anybody wondering, today I am using, these are just little 6.5 foot Lew's combos, cheapo rods, but I've got 10-pound Stren line on their monofilament. It's a cheap setup, but you really want to use light gear. And so that's kind of the easiest way to go about it, is just get a cheap setup. But that light gear makes it so that when you live or free line those little shiners in the water, it's a little easier for them to swim around. Unfortunately, they get caught up in the weeds a little bit, but it makes the baits look so much more real, especially for a lot of those fish that are a little harder to trick into biting. Alright, spot number 3. There we go. What do we have? Oh my God, it's a baby bowfin. Is it? Or is it a snakehead? Oh, I caught a snakehead. Holy smokes. Not used to that. after a fish like that, you will definitely want to retie. Kind of hard to see, but he's definitely got some chompers in there. Pretty wicked cool fish. I'm going to go ahead and release him. No need to keep him out too long. But they're pretty vicious. I like to use the bogas, just makes it a little easier, but here we go. All right, so we are at the third spot now, and I've seen quite a few fish in here, so I'm gonna stay here for a little bit, probably burn up the last of my minnows. But first snakehead I've ever caught by myself, I caught one with Watch Your Lip from YouTube, and it was a lot of fun, and they let me reel it in and everything, but that's the first one I've caught on my own. I've never even seen them in the water. I've caught tons and tons of bowfin, but it's pretty neat to catch a little snakehead. So let's get back in there and see if we can catch something. I've seen some gar, I've seen a few peacocks, some, I think they're Mayan cichlids, and a few other fish in there, but see what happens. I'm sure it's hard to see, but after a fish like that, all of this, about the first 2 inches of this line is horribly chafed up. Unfortunately, those fish just have monster teeth, and they're pretty nasty things. They're cool to catch, but they do a lot of damage to your light line. So if you're really going after those a lot, I would highly recommend some kind of leader, like a 14 or 14 to 20 pound lead or something like that. But I'm just throwing light line for bass, so I think this is 8 or 10 pound mono, but works pretty good for the largemouth and the peacocks. Just got to make sure that you retie often. One fish out of here. I think we're gonna go try one more spot. There we go. Little largie, dark Florida largemouth. Well, I guess I'm glad we stopped on that one last spot, because we got us one nice, very dark largemouth bass. Not a horrible one, honestly. About a 2 pounder, I'm gonna guess. Maybe a little shy. Got it right in the roof of the mouth. I switched over to my other pole that's got braid on it, because there's a lot of snakehead in here, and if I do get one, I'm gonna have to wrench it up this mountain here. So switched over, but we got us one more largemouth. Pretty neat. Maybe he's not 2 pounds, probably just shy. Good 15, maybe 16 incher though. Awesome. All right, well, we're heading out now. Went to a fourth canal here, got one nice largemouth, pretty good size, honestly. The fishing just is slow. We've seen 2 gigantic snakehead go by that I've been trying to mess with for like 45 minutes. They'll come up to a dead bait and look right at it, but then they just head out. You give them a fresh bait and they don't want anything to do with it. So it's kind of weird. They wanted it really, really slow, but they're just too smart today, I guess. The weather must have been making it difficult for them to cooperate. So either way, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. First day down here in South Florida, and pretty excited about it. Hopefully we get on some more fish later on this trip, but we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.